What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Happy week 8. Happy bye week purgatory. A lot of people have a ton of bye weeks this week. I'm sure you're gonna have a ton of start sit or start sit questions mainly this week because we're gonna be digging deep into our depth. One of the few weeks that we really have to do that like big time. So it's going to be a doozy. A lot of matchups in your league where maybe you're a favorite for the whole season. Maybe you're kind of in shambles this week. Maybe you're kind of middle of the road and you're playing one of the favorites in the league, but they have a ton of bye weeks and you don't. Like there are a lot of chances for a lot of teams this week. It's kind of evens the playing field quite a bit in week 8 with the number of bye weeks that we have. I think we have 6 teams out, which is that's got to be like 20. At least 20 fantasy relevant players, maybe more. So going to be a crazy one, but we got a ton of people in here. What's up? Appreciate you all coming in. And Shannon Fun Guy wants me to stop already before I even started. Patrick is second in here. What's up, man? Yeah, domain live stream or love Steam. Just traded Lad. What are your bit thoughts for Knicks for Lamar? Yeah, sorry. First, what do you mean? Yeah, you were first. Rashad White is not cute, apparently. Okay, cool. Cheeky morning domain stream before work. Let's go. Heck yeah. Before work. Where are you from, man? It's like 6 p.m. Eastern time over here. Should I drop Juwan Jennings for Tez or Alec Pierce? If you want to for Alec Pierce, that's fine. But I honestly would probably just stick with Juwan for now. Traded Scat and Dobbs for Barkley and Henderson, Dub or L. I don't think that's bad. I don't mind that at all. What's up, Michael? Appreciate you coming in. Henderson worth nothing and redraft. Yeah, I mean, Scatterboo and Barkley are a lot closer than I think some people would be willing to give Scatterboo credit for. In fact, hint, I actually made a trade in the Flock League. Video coming out. There's a lot of action going on in the Flock League this week. Wish I drafted Judkins at the 507. I'd be 2-5 instead of 1-6. Yeah, well, hey, one extra win, that definitely does matter. But I will say, I mean, me drafting Judkins at the 507 has not resulted in me being a league favorite because I'm struggling at some other positions as well. And the injuries killed me. Did you trade Judkins in the Flock League Bowl Clip set? I don't know. Wink, wink. Kangaroos, Australia. Heck yeah, man. I got family in New Zealand. So you're like, what are you, 18 hours ahead right now? Yeah, that checks out. Wow, bro, traded Judkins. Did the Flock League video just drop or something? Trade Worthy and Henderson for Judkins? Yes, I would definitely do that. What's your guess? What team does Jared Milo get drafted by? The Vikes. We'll go with the Vikes. Trade London and Judkins for Rome, Jensen, and Garrett. I think I'd take Rome, Jensen, and Garrett Wilson there. Unless it's like a 6-team start 6 or something like no. I'd take the Garrett Wilson side there. I like it. Busted, leaked. Danny said I did. Oh, okay. I was wondering. I was like, what? I didn't say anything. I just hinted to a potential trade that I made. I didn't say who it was. I will neither confirm or deny. Mason said he traded Scat for Judkins. You were the only one with Judkins. I guess you know what? I did talk about it in yesterday's live stream, so it's not a secret. Yeah, no, I did trade away Quinshon Judkins. I know. I tried so hard to keep him for the memes, but ROS Outlook, I do give the upper hand to Scatterboo by I think like 5 spots, and I'm essentially in a 3-week run here where I've got 3 very crucial and very winnable matchups between Badaki, Thomas, and Sammy, and if I win all of those, then I'm going to be 6-4. And I have Judkins on bye in the middle of that. I also have Garrett Wilson on bye and Baker on bye. I have got to I've got to survive the bye weeks. So I'm essentially kicking the can down the road. Another big reason that I did it is because I wanted to avoid a bye in that stretch where my matchups are very winnable. I cannot afford a loss. So I really want to be as close to full strength as possible. So Scattaboo's bye week isn't until like week 14, which again, that could be a crucial week for me as well. That could be the decider between me winning or making or missing the playoffs. But again, we'll worry about that once we get to that time. Right now, I'm worried about 1 week after the next, and I need to have a running back, my RB2, not be on bye next week. So. Nathan, it's okay. We know you're an average fantasy player. Don't have to justify. No, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Average enough to take Quinshawn where everybody should have been taking him. But you are correct. I am average, as many of us are. I literally talked about the trade with Danny on the stream last night. Yeah, I know, but that was on the Dynasty stream. Not everybody here is on the Dynasty stream. So drop your comments, drop your questions in the chat here, guys, or follow the link, and I will guarantee that I can answer your trade and start set questions if you submit them on the side. I'm going to go over there because we have a good number of submissions over there. A lot of questions to answer. But again, follow that direct link that I just dropped in the comments if you want to get your questions answered. Nathan will be at Denny's, yeah. I mean, if Badaki beats me this week, then I deserve to be at Denny's. Definitely not a shot fired to Mason. Okay, let's move over here. We got a redraft question from Sean Dangster. He said, needs a solid running back too. Don't trust Nico. Who do I drop? So this is Tet and Nico for Pearsall, London, and Monty. I do prefer London over Nico, but Pearsall and Monty versus Tet. I don't know if that's good enough for me in a 12x8. Who do we have at running back? Bijan. You do need a running back too. You have JSN and Garrett Wilson. You have Warren. Yeah, this isn't bad. This really is not bad. The upside lies with Tet McMillan. I am okay with you making this move. I'm okay with it because I do prefer London ROS over Nico. And then to get the extra running back help, that's fine. Can we get a different receiver than like Pearsall? No, he doesn't have any receivers really. Honestly, maybe take the upside shot on Kamara instead. I'll call both deals fair, but that's another idea, is potentially go for Kamara, see if he can kind of bounce back the second half of the season and pop off. That's what I would do. And then who are you dropping? You're dropping your backup QB. You're dropping one of Williams or Herbert. It's a waste of a roster spot in a shallow league format like a redraft league to hold two QBs. Good question there, man. We've got a redraft quick trade question from Apartrix. This is Rico and Bijan for CMC and Chase Brown. So you're essentially moving from Rico to Chase Brown. Bijan and CMC is a lateral move, though I would give the upper hand to CMC slightly. I think he's my RB1. I'm okay with this. Yeah, take CMC. Good question there, man. This is Fantasy Studs, CeeDee Lamb and Travis Kelce for Justin Jefferson and Jake Ferguson. Big tight end upgrade. What is this, an 8-team start 7? I can't see the context of your league. I'll call it fair. I'm okay with it. That is a decent enough downgrade from CD to Jefferson, but, you know, it is Justin Jefferson. He can always pop off. His floor is very high. This has been Justin Jefferson with no touchdowns whatsoever, and he's still scoring, what, like 15 to 17 points per game, something like that. And you're getting a big tight end upgrade here. So I'll call this one fair. Scott's a stud. No doubt you're going to love watching him run for your team going forward. Yeah, I mean, that's, again, I'm trying to like move off of the guys that I own in bad offenses because, I mean, from a pure fantasy or football intake perspective, I hate watching the Browns and I hated watching the Cardinals. But Yeah, I mean that was kind of the rationale there. Is like, hey, I saw the floor that Judkins had when he didn't score touchdowns, and it wasn't good enough for me. When we get down the stretch here, and he doesn't, like, this is, again, Judkins is great. Rest of the season, he's a top 15 running back. Like, this is not I don't like Quinshon Judkins. This was, when you're comparing Judkins versus Scadaboo's floor is higher. And their ceiling is equivalent. If not, Scat's a little bit higher because of his receiving capabilities. So that's what I went with. Again, I think it was a pretty fair lateral move. Yeah, guys, drop a like if you haven't already. We'd really, really appreciate it. Goes a long way in pushing out the videos in the channel. This is a Dynasty from AGC. This is Kamara and Odunze for Javonte and Travis Hunter. Yeah, I would take Rome here. I'm totally cool with this up tier. Oh, wait, no. I'm sorry. This is a down tier to Javonte and Hunter. This is not enough. I'm holding Rome here. Yeah, and I can't see the rest of your team. I'm holding Rome. I know a lot of people would have wanted me to see, would have wanted me to hold him for the rest of the year, which I don't blame you. It broke my heart to move off of him. And again, I could end up blowing up in my face, and I could end up being a loser, and that's totally fine because I'm already a loser in that league. All right, Nestle. This is another Dynasty one. We've got a 26-second Higgins and Fannin for This is a bunch of junk for Marv. Take Marvin Harrison. This is not even remotely close. Okay, redraft. May on the bench. We're taking the risk on Hampton. Polygoots. This is Jalen Hurts, Trey Benson, and Keenan Allen on 1 QB. You have Drake May, so you're fine there. Caleb Hampton, Odunze. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, dude. Are you kidding me? Yes, 100%. Easily doing this. Easily making that move. We've got a question from Tattoos. I can either get Tet or Scat. Rice buy is soon. Jalen Hurts for Drake May and Tet McMillan. The fact that you're getting a plus on top of Jalen Hurts here, or on top of Drake May here, is impressive. Tet or Scat, 100% taking Scat. I cannot believe you're able to pull that off in a 1 QB. Well done. He offered me Terry, Troy for Zay, but I declined. Okay, let's look at this, though. Quinshon, Amon-Ra, and Flowers for CMC and Tyler Warren. Oh, it is Christian McCaffrey. That's hard to say no to. Who do you have at running back? You need the running back. Wide receiver, you have JSN. And then you'll have Debo. What is this, a start 7? Ooh. Yeah, we'll take CMC. We'll take the best player in fantasy football. It's a 12/7. Upsides everything. I mean, CMC just dropped 40 points. So, yeah, I would do that. This is a Dynasty Warren for McMillan swap. It's fair. I'm good taking McMillan here. The positional value of wide receiver as a whole, the advantage that you get there, as opposed to just holding an elite onesie at tight end, is I would prefer Tet McMillan there. All right, this is a start sit. Need help deciding my RB2 flexes this week. All right, let's check this out, and let me make sure I have all my bye weeks straight, because I always seem to space the bye weeks. Cardinals, Lions, Jags, Raiders, Rams, and Seahawks all on bye. Have to start Rashad White with DeAndre Swift, in my opinion. I know White had a tough game. Everybody had a tough game for the Bucs. Igbuka, Jefferson, I agree. George Kittle at tight end, I agree. Let's figure out your flexes here. Sit worthy, sit Keon, B. Rob, Charbonnet, sit. It's between Kamara, Chase Brown, and Ladd. We'll definitely go with Ladd. And then we've got Cincy taking on the Jets with no Sauce Gardner. Likely no Sauce Gardner. New Orleans taking on the Bucs. I'm gonna go Kamara here. It's not pretty either way, but I'm gonna take Kamara. Good question there, man. All right, we got a Dynasty trade question. Harvey and Mason for Breece Hall. Yeah, I'm fine with this up tier. Mason's a 1-year rental. He's not going to be worth anything next year. We'll take Breece. Kyron and Tet for Drake May and Igbuka. Is this a good move for my team? Any other advice? Rarely do I want to pay up for a QB at 1 QB. You've got Caleb Williams already. Like, realistically, this is Kyron and Tet for Igbuka, which I really don't think is bad. But who do you have at running back? Dobbins and Swift and Krosky Merritt. No, you need Kyron more than you need Igbuka because you have London and Addison, and I know Marvin Worthy and Ted aren't pretty, but I would rather take, like, instead of giving up Kyron, and you don't need a QB, do Tet and Marv for Igbuka. Try to do that. In my opinion, there's no reason that you should be offloading a running back when you're already a little shaky there if you move off of him. If you want to get higher upside at wide receiver and less depth, that you just want to up tier at wide receiver, like that's what I would definitely do. This is Hampton in a Dynasty for Krosky Merritt and Nico. No, we're going to hold Hampton here. Bad time to sell him. Once he's back from IR, he'll be worth more than that. Another Dynasty, this is JSN, Ayuk in a second for Hampton and Rome. Yeah, no, we're taking Hampton and Rome here. This is great. Your top contender, is this too much? No. Take Hampton and Rome. Assuming you're getting Hampton and Rome. I would do that side. If you're getting JSN, that's even with as good as JSN has been, that's still an overpay because Hampton's going to be back in a couple of weeks. If you're a contender, you can survive. Redraft. We got Saquon and BTJ for Henderson and Lamb. You're essentially up tiering to Lamb. What is this, a 10x9? Who do you have at running back? Jacobs, Bucky, Brees. And then at receiver, you have London, Jefferson, Wilson, Igbuka. Yeah, I'm good with this. I'm good taking Lamb. I'm good up tiering. That's fine with me. Caleb for a second. Sure. This is fair. I'm fine taking the second here, an early second. As long as it's an early second, I'm okay with that. All right, another Dynasty one. This is Olave May and a first for Baker, JCM, and Jacobs. No. I prefer Olave in the first much over Jacobs and Krosky Merritt, and then May well over Baker. You're giving up. No. Oh, this is a 1 QB. My bad. This is a 1 QB. No, I still want the May side. I'm not making this deal. No, sir. I think the disconnect here is Krosky Merritt. Krosky Merritt is much overvalued in this deal. I don't want to make this move. Again, guys, if you want to drop your questions in the comments, I'll get to some of them, but I will guarantee to answer your start-sit questions and trade questions if you follow that link there. It's also pinned in the chat for you guys. Submit it, and I'll get it done for you. Appreciate you guys stopping in tonight. Okay, so this is from Scott. This is a Dynasty. Second for Kyle Pitts. I'll call this fair. If you want to move Pitts for a second, that's fine with me. You could try for 2 seconds, but a second is fine. This is Genty and Devonta Smith for Igbuka. Essentially up tiering to Igbuka here. Ugh. No, you can't afford this at running back because Rachaad White's not going to be viable in a couple of weeks. Oh man. Yeah, you're in trouble here on both fronts. But honestly, at this point, I would stick with you need bodies in your lineup. I would just be crossing my fingers every single week, hoping that Devonta Smith pops off and Genty pops off as well. Hold Genty and Devonta Smith here. Waiver spot start that you like. Okay, so Looking at who we got here. Bucky's out again. I think they already declared him out. Again, Kyron's on bye. Monty's on bye. So it's Krosky, Pollard, and Waddle. We'll go Krosky, Merritt. We will go Pollard. Psych, we're going to go Dowdle. Jamar Chase and Romo wide receiver. Ferguson at tight end. Then our last spot here, it's going to be between Pollard and Pollard. Yeah, we're going Tony Pollard. I don't feel great about Hollywood. He's touching on our bus. Same with Troy Franklin. Jalen McMillan's not. He's still on IR. So that is going to be your outlook this week. Again, just 1 week with brutal buys. You'll be fine once you survive that. Would you guys trade Jordan Mason for Rome Odunze? Absolutely. 100% I would do that. Yes, sir. Buy low on Rome Odunze, please. All right, Psychality. This is a redraft team review from Psychality. Appreciate you, man. You guys took a look at this team last week, but made a few moves since. Need to make some moves badly to be able to flip the script of this team, but I just took over. Luckily, it's divisions, and somehow I'm second in mine to make the playoffs at the moment. No one wants Bowers or Stevenson, which hurts. Much love, appreciate it. No problem. We appreciate you. Let's check this out. So, sorry, I'm making a couple of refreshes over here. Ashton Jency's Roman Empire. You are 7th in the power rankings, but you are 2-5. You're on a 4-game losing streak at the moment, so that's a little tough. We have Jalen Hurts and Brock Purdy at QB. Solid. You have a rushing upside QB and Hurts, which is good. Let me just look at the last one that we did for you. Actually, I'm gonna grab your other one that we did. Psychality. Yeah, we did it last week. Okay, so the moves that we had you make at that point in time were moving off of Bowers for another position, Hurts for another position, and Khalil Shakir pivot. We basically wanted you to work on building up your running back and wide receiver upside. Okay, so it looks like you traded. Here's what's different about your roster. You traded James Cook and you got Genty, and it looks like you got Rome Odunze in that deal as well by probably throwing back Khalil Shakir to that team, which I think is a pretty solid move because you built up wide receiver that way. So I'm cool with that move. So right now your starting lineup is looking like Hurts, Genty, Kyron, Rome, Devonta Smith-Bowers, Burden, and Keon. Or actually, Krosky, Merritt, and Ramondre are actually going to be in your flex spots there. Ramondre not looking half bad at the moment. So grading this out again, yeah, solid 7 at QB, solid 7 at tight end because Bowers is banged up. Psychality, let me know in the comments here. Yes, traded away Debo, Shakir, and Cook for Rome, Genty, and Bill. I got you. Okay, cool. Other trade was Diggs and Swift for Kyron. Okay. I like that deal as well. So you got Kyron. Yeah, that's a good trade. Psychality, with the trade recommendations that we had last time, are you not able to get any interest or good enough interest in Bowers and Hurts, I'm assuming? That's what I'm assuming, just based off of the trades that you've made and have not made. Your running back grade will be bumped down a little bit. I gave you a 7 last time. I will give you a 6 this time. With Rome and Devonta, your grade at wide receiver will go up a tick. Actually, pretty decent. What did I give you? A 3 out of 10 last time. I'll give you a 5 now. And then, yeah, Brock Bowers a 7. So this is still going to be a well-rounded team. We're still on waivers going to be looking for wide receiver upside. Correct. Okay, cool. So not enough interest in Hurts or Bowers to get that deal done. Anybody interested in paying for Goddard? Like, can you trade away Goddard and Schultz for anything? Currently, again, with your flex spots being Crossy Merritt and Ramondre, you kind of have to start them every single week. But I'm tempted to package them in up tier. Because, again, upside is going to be king here for you to kind of make a run. And I know it's like, well, yeah, you want your flex spot upside to be high, but when your flex spots are Crossy Merritt and Ramondre, I'd rather have one higher upside guy in the flex spots that could maybe carry you than both of those guys. If that makes sense. I can try, but most people are not interested in tight ends. Okay, good to know. Good to know. So we'll leave that alone then for now. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have you shop Devonta Smith after a 33-point game. Try to get a wide receiver one, an offense in an offense where they are the lead wide receiver, the top option. Again, some of these moves are going to make you a little more risky, but again, we kind of have to embrace the risk and shoot for the upside as a 2 and 5 team. Only picked up Dalton for a possible flex this week. Gotcha. Maybe Bill Smith for a Mecca. Yes. Yep. That is one move that I would look into. I'd look also any combo of Krosky Merritt and Ramondre, like package them up tier. Use Rashad White as well. I would up tier there. Genty, I would shop Genty for honestly, I would shop Genty for Scatterboo. Scatterboo's more consistent right now. The name value alone of Genty might result in you being able to pull that off when you're looking at rest of season rankings according to the expert consensus. Genty and Scatterboo are considered in the same tier, running back 13 and 15. I prefer Scatterboo. I would try for Derrick Henry as well. So last time, some of the targets that we gave you on your blueprint was Kamara at running back. I'm going to give you multiple running back targets here. I'm going to give you Derrick Henry as an option and Scatterboo as an option. Devonta Smith for wide receiver one. You already said it with Igbuka. Since you're looking at that, I will give you a couple other ideas if you cannot pull that off. Let's try for Chris Olave. He's a wide receiver one in his own offense. And then a lesser running back when you're up tiering, packaging some combo of Krosky Merritt, Rashad White, etc. They are going to be... See if that could get you up to like a Jalen Warren or a DeAndre Swift. Jalen Warren would raise your floor at least, which would be kind of nice. Swift is more of a ceiling play. I'm okay with either one. So Henry, Scatterboo, Swift, and then Chris Olave at wide receiver. Yep. Yeah, that's what I would do. A couple other notes here. I'm just going to give you more targets. See if you can get Saquon at a significant discount. Shop for him. He said, just sent the Emeka one. Did you say try to trade Genty for Scat 1-for-1? Yeah. That's what I would do. Or Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is the other one. That's another option for you. Scatterboo or Derrick Henry. Does not really matter to me. You choose which one or see which one you could pull off. Keep exploring offers for Bowers and Hurts. Possibly target Kittle at a discount after a slow return from the injury. And then, again, just maximize that flex spot upside as much as you can. And again, I would rather maximize the upside of one flex spot than have two mid guys in your flex. Would rather have one elite flex option than two mid flex options. If that makes sense. The Barkley owner has been holding firm because it was his first round pick. I got you. That makes sense. Do I start Kincaid or Gadsden? I would go with Gadsden this week. Ride the wave. Does that make sense, Psychology? Do you have any more questions about that? I appreciate you, man. How comparable do you have Wandale Robinson and Ladd McConkey rest this season? I have Ladd over Wandale. I'm not going to get too high on Wandale because I kind of know what he is. But no, I mean, he's very flexible. Very flexible. The target volume that Ladd is capable of commanding in a game is just higher than Wandale is. So Ladd's ceiling is higher for sure. Yeah, for the most part, I lost a bit of info, but I can rewatch. Okay, I got you, man. And again, always feel free to send me a DM on Discord. I will get that review sent to you within the next 24 hours. Got a trade question from J-Rod. Appreciate you, man. This is a redraft. This is Henderson and Cooper Kupp for Bowers. Yeah, take Bowers. Henderson and Cooper Kupp, you're never wanting to start. Bowers, hopefully you can start soon-ish. This is Javonte. Wow, sorry, that was super loud. Javonte, Genti, Wandale for Michael Carter, Gibbs, and Gadsden. So this is Javonte, Genti, and Wandale for Gibbs. This is a 12x7 trading up. Not sure if I'm giving up too much. JT and Gibbs, you would have it running back. Rice. Ooh. Oh, man. Can you afford this? It's hard to say no because you're getting Gibbs. Can you get Dobbins instead of Carter and Gadsden here? If you could get Gadsden in this deal, I would definitely do it. Try to get, or no, sorry, not Gadsden. If you get Dobbins, try to do this and get Dobbins on top, and then I'm cool with it. You just, even in a 12x7, your depth is big time in question. Like your starting lineup is kind of in question here. Gravediggers is a dynasty. Genti for 2 firsts and QJ. 2 firsts out plus QJ. No, I'm holding Genti here. I don't think this is enough. Again, that's way too far of a down tier. I'd rather get Hampton plus a pick, or Scatterboo plus a first and a second, or HM plus a first. Like, you know, those types of moves. This is not good enough. And guys, drop a like if you haven't already. Would really appreciate it. Helps us out a ton. And I'll give you another chance to drop your questions. Follow the link that's pinned in the comments. I'm also going to drop it in the chat for you guys again. Boom. Jordan said you guys did my blueprint yesterday. Move Stroud, BTJ Henderson for Goff, Adams, Olave, Waddle, Dobbins to push harder for the ship. How bad did I do? Stroud, BTJ Henderson for Goff, Adams, Olave, Waddle. So let's say Olave and Waddle for BTJ. Goff and Stroud is essentially a pivot. Adams and Dobbins for Henderson. Little bit of an overpay. Probably could have gotten a little bit back, but I don't mind it. That's going to help you immensely as a contender. So I'm fine with it. Probably just could have gotten a little bit more back. Maybe like a running back that was a little better than Dobbins or something. I agree. Lab is still above. I also think Wandell's closer than given credit for right now. Yeah, no, I agree. Remember that dumb clip that I made in the Flock League last week where I was joking about like how nobody was making a big deal about the trade that I made to get Wandell, and I literally traded Wandell for a waiver level player. Right? I traded for Wandell and I gave up a waiver level player. I feel pretty good about it now because I'm like, if Garrett Wilson is healthy this week, I'm probably flexing Wandell over Xavier Worthy, and I'm probably flexing him for the foreseeable future. And I had to give up Tajay. Like, Tajay isn't going to do jack. Made sense for Danny. Like Danny couldn't start Wandell because he's too loaded at wide receiver. He needed any semblance of any sort of running back upside because his running backs were in trouble, but I was pretty happy about it. So... 8 teams, Gentry and London for Rice and Hall. Give me Gentry and London there. Starts it from Psychality. Gosh, man, appreciate you. This is Baker or Dak. Looking at the matchup this week for both of these guys, we've got the Cowboys taking on the Broncos, and then we have the Bucks taking on the Saints. Ooh, I would go with Baker going up against the Saints. Saints defense is awful. Jacobs, Bijan at running back, love it. Rice and Igbuka wide receiver, love it. Ferguson or Warren. I literally think they could just run the ball all day. We'll go Jake Ferguson. And then Gentry, Judkins. Gentry is on bye this week. Rashad White, Judkins, Rome, Nico. Man. Rome has the Ravens secondary. Judkins is a really tough matchup. He's going up against the Patriots front. Let's go Rome. Let's go Rome this week. Let's bet on a Rome comeback. That's a tough decision, man. That's a tough final flex decision. Good team. Yeah, no problem, Alex. Another one's from Psychality. This is Drake May and Caleb Williams. We'll go with the guy with rushing upside. We'll take May. Even though he's playing Cleveland, it's a tough matchup, but he'll be fine with his rushing upside. Jacobs and Bijan, Roman London, Tyler Warren. Very similar looking team to the last one that we just did. Olave, Dowdle, Brees, Warren. Definitely going Olave. Riding the wave with Olave. He looks phenomenal. His target volume alone just raises his floor so much. Appreciate your Psychality. Cool, I had White in, but I'll swap it over. Yeah. Again, you can do what you want there. Like, you really, honestly, of all those starting options, the reason it's difficult is because you can't really go wrong. Boo-hoo, you flex Nico Collins instead. Okay. Boo-hoo, you flex Quinshon Judkins. Rashad White. Like, okay, cool. It's more just, like, at that point, just go with your upside shot, your best upside shot. May over Williams, Odunze stack. I would follow the stack less, and I would try to raise your floor as much as possible. And May's floor with his rushing capability is just higher. Because again, another thing to factor in is like DeAndre Swift is getting more rushing touchdowns. He's producing at a higher level than we've seen. Caleb Williams having to do less as a passer. So again, splitting hairs with those QBs, but like I just give it's not an indictment on Caleb Williams. It's more like you have Drake May. You shouldn't ever sit Drake May from here on out. No problem, man. Appreciate you. Otten or Schultz if Nico is out. If Nico is out, I mean, you're definitely going Schultz. Schultz had a ridiculous amount of target volume in this in their Monday night game. So I would definitely go with Schultz there. All right, guys. Last chance to get your questions in. I'll drop the link in one more time, but if we are good, then we are good. Here you go. Follow this link if you want to get your questions answered. I'll stay around for a couple more minutes. I got a team review from G Blasket. That is a Dynasty. Mason Taylor or Otten. That one I would go Cade Otten. Otten's in the better offense, and there's no Mike Evans. So good question. What's our slate this week for Thursday? We got the Vikings and Chargers tomorrow. That'll be an interesting game. We'll see if the Chargers can kind of bounce back. I'm optimistic that they'll be able to. I think they're getting Joe Alt back, aren't they? JD Corrigan said I just traded Addison for Waddle. Did I cook? Yeah, no, you traded a wide receiver 1 in a shaky situation for Jalen Waddle. Who, yeah, he's in a shaky situation, but he's a wide receiver 1, not a wide receiver 2. So. Yeah, you too, Psychality. Appreciate you, man. Questionable game guy might be scared. Yeah, that's awesome. If you can take advantage of that, definitely jump on that. I got a trade question from A-Rod here. This is Genty, Pearsall, Tet, and Tyler Warren for Kamara, Jamar Chase, and DJ Moore. DJ Moore is essentially, he's unstartable. He's awful. This is Warren, Tet, Genty for Jamar Chase. What is this, a 12x8? Who do you have at running back? You're going to be riding out the year with Woody Marks, Kamara, and Walker at running back. Oh, man, your team is in trouble. Ooh, yeah, take the upside shot. Take the upside shot. This is you trying to salvage your season. So I'm okay with this. See if Chase can carry you to... He and Ibuka can kind of carry you. But you're right, you can't afford to wait for Genty and Ted to figure it out. You just need to go with the immediate high upside production now in Jamar Chase and hope it helps. Hope it works. Yeah, George, I got yours. You submitted a Dynasty League. We're on the DFF channel. You submitted a regular team blueprint. So, and again, we're on the DFF channel right now. So, if you would like, I'm happy to do that for you on the Friday live stream, the Friday Dynasty live stream. Or I can do it off screen for you as well. Just let me know what you prefer. But yeah, I know some people kind of get confused between the DFF channel and the Dynasty channel sometimes. All right, no problem, man. I got you. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all coming tonight, hanging out with us. Is McCarthy supposed to start against Harbaugh and the Chargers? Could be a good storyline. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know, actually. We haven't heard much about McCarthy yet, but appreciate you guys coming in tonight, and happy to answer your questions. Again, any trade questions, start sit questions that you submit before the Thursday night games, we'll be getting to those. Again, we do plenty of them off screen as well, but I hope you all have a good night, a good Wednesday, and enjoy the slate of games this week. Cheers, everybody.